Hey everyone, thank you for watching. In today's video, I am so excited to do. I'm going to be talking about my top drugstore products that I am loving. Right now, I have some old products in here. I have some newer products in here. We have some dupe alerts in here. We have a lot to get through. Let's go ahead and get started. So I like to start with my outfit of the day. So today I'm wearing slippers with socks, always a vibe. My shorts are from Express, I believe, and then I just got this tank top from Amazon. My earrings are as well, but I just finished filming this look. I just did a chatty get ready with me, and I went with this very orange eye, so I just bought the red tank. Was feeling very much in the Aries mood, so that's what we're going with. But I did use the new Odens Solmane 2 eyeshadow palette and some other new releases in the Chatty Get Ready With Me. That is already up. I have it linked in the cards and in my description box, but this was such a beautiful palette. I love how the orange came out. It just got me in a whole mood. But also that video, I do answer your questions on brand trips. Who pays for them? What are the requirements? Can you bring your friends? All of those, I answer your questions. So that video will already be up, like I said, and I hope that you enjoy it or you find it helpful. As always, I link all of the makeup on my face in the description box, anything that I'm wearing. I do use affiliate links, so I like to say thank you if you buy anything through those, because that supports my channel, so I appreciate it a lot. And of course, if you're new here, I hope that you will subscribe. I post about 4 to 5 times a week, and I do a weekly live chat, usually on Saturday. Let's go ahead and start talking about some fantastic and more affordable makeup products. I will say that I'm usually more of a high-end girl, but when I find amazing products, like, that's what matters to me, that they are amazing. And if they are more affordable, like, that's just a bonus as well. But the first one, I love bronzer. If you're new to my channel, I love bronzer. It's one of my favorite things to apply, one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine. So when people start saying to me, hey Samantha, do you think you could try out this bronzer? I'm like, okay. So people start asking if I would review the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I will say this was so hard to find. I couldn't find it in stores. I was looking at Ulta, I was looking at Target. I'm like, where is this? I finally just ended up purchasing it on Amazon because I was like, I can't find it anywhere else. So I got it on Amazon. I have the shade 300 Light Medium. I know I mentioned this in my last Will I Buy It video. I do the new makeup releases series every Wednesday, and I talked about using this bronzer and how much I loved it, and so many people are like, what shade are you? What shade are you? What shade are you? 300 Light Medium is what I did. This bronzer is so smooth. It's so smooth. It's so easy to use. It's the bronzer that I'm wearing today, so you'll see me use it in my Get Ready With Me. It's so easy to build up. It looks very, very natural on the skin. It's one of those that I feel like I can just keep blending and keep blending and keep blending, and I'm not going overboard. I'm not looking clown-like. It doesn't pull orange on me. It's just one of my favorite types of bronzers. It's buildable, blendable, natural. It's a matte bronzer, but it gives, like, I almost want to say that it looks glowy, but it's not. It's a matte bronzer, but it makes your skin just, and I like it so much. And the first time I was using it, I was doing a first impression on my TikTok, which is BY SAMANTHA MARCH, and I was like, this bronzer is reminding me of something. What is it reminding me of? It reminds me of the Marc Jacobs Omega Tantastic bronzer. This was a very expensive bronzer. It is now out of, I'm pretty sure it's out of stock, right? Again, I feel like it was out of stock for a long time, then all of a sudden it popped back up, but then I think it was gone again, and I don't even know what's going on with Marc Jacobs. This is a beautiful bronzer. So many people enjoy it, and I don't think the shades, to the 300 Light Medium to the Omega Tantastic, I don't think the shades are exactly the same, but the way that these apply, that's what makes me think of it. Even how this one feels, now that I'm swatching this one, it feels like that just super soft, like buttery smooth type of bronzer. And the reason why I always loved the Marc Jacobs is because, so we have the L'Oreal here and the Marc Jacobs here. I would say the Marc Jacobs is slightly more on that neutral side. L'Oreal gives you a little bit more warmth without being too warm, too orangey, anything like that. Even still, with like building out so many times, it doesn't, like, it's still so beautiful. But the Marc Jacobs, the reason why I liked it was because, like I said, I love bronzer. Like, I could sit there and just talk and apply bronzer all day long and be happy with it. And it was never overboard, so buildable, so natural looking. And so when I was using the L'Oreal, all I could think about was the Marc Jacobs, and I was like, whoa, this is super crazy. So I have been loving the L'Oreal, highly recommended. Since I bought it and started using it, I have not used another bronzer since, and I have some bomb bronzers in my collection, but that one is just, it's just so nice to use. Let's throw it back to an old staple. I wanted to mention these lipsticks from Milani. These are the Color Fetish lipsticks, and these are so phenomenal. I have a lot of Milani in this video. Okay, Milani is one of my favorite, like, more affordable drugstore brands. I used to shop at them at like CVS back in Iowa. They're at Ulta Beauty. But these lipsticks, like, love the packaging on these. And my favorite shade is 420 Tease. I wear this brown neutral nude so often, but this shade of lipstick is so gorgeous. It's a matte finish, but it goes on super smoothly. It doesn't skip around my lips. It doesn't do like a weird line situation happening. It doesn't get too dry. It is such a phenomenal formula. I know they first came out with nudes and then they expanded to more like pink shades, kind of like poppier colors, punchier colors. If there's a shade that you think would just like work so well for you, or maybe even two since they're more affordable, I would highly, highly recommend these lipsticks. One of my favorites in my collection. Another product that I'm wearing today, I'm wearing it in my brows. I've been wearing it in my brows so much. This is from NYX, and this is the Thick It, Stick It, the Thickening Brow Mascara. Now, I do have the shade Taupe, and I think it's just slightly too light for me because sometimes when I use it, I still feel like my brows can look a little bit undone. I'm gonna repurchase it, and I am going to purchase the next darker shade and see if I like that a little bit more. But this is so easy to use. I have demos with this on Instagram and also on TikTok. And one thing that I say is that even though I make makeup videos, and I have been for several years, makeup doesn't come naturally to me. I get products like this and I'm like, I'm not exactly sure I know what I'm doing. It just doesn't come naturally to me. It takes me a little bit more time. I look at a palette for a little bit longer than some people. It takes me a little bit longer to put together looks in my head of what I want to do. Sometimes things are harder for me, false lashes, wing liner, and it's like, it just is what it is. It doesn't take away my love for makeup or my love for beauty or talking about it or trying things. It's just sometimes it doesn't come as naturally to me, and I have to sometimes work a little bit harder or get made fun of on the internet for it, and it's like, you know, whatever, it's not that deep. So when I started seeing people hyping this up, I was like, I don't know. I've tried brow gels in the past and they just really haven't worked out for me. I feel like I can't quite get a handle on them. I have pretty defined brows, like I have brows. And so I'm like, I just feel like a pencil's easier. I almost always use a brow pencil. But I was at Ulta Beauty and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna see what I think of it. Once again, I like this so much because it's just so easy to use. I mean, you'll see in the demos, but I just like and it's done. I don't have to do anything else, and then I just comb it through the rest of my brows and then it's done. And I feel like it's kind of more on that no makeup side, which I'm definitely getting more into right now as our weather is, what is it outside here? It's 101 degrees today. It's getting pretty warm in Vegas here, and it's like I just don't want to be wearing a lot of makeup. A lot of times I'm just going to the pool. Like, I just want my sunscreen and maybe a little bit of something. And to do this through my brows, so simple, so easy to use, even if you struggle. I think that this is going to be one that's really, really easy for you to use, and I've been really enjoying it. This next product I mentioned recently in a video. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is their Tinted Hydrator. So I did a video recently on my top 5 skin-like foundations, and this was the first one I mentioned. This is such a fabulous product. I have recommended it to basically everybody at this point, and I love it. It's like $6, $7. Drugstore prices can get a little bit tough because they can differ amongst retailers and the sites page. Usually with more high-end, it's like this is the price, and then drugstore gets a little bit shaky in there, but it's usually like somewhere between $6 and $7. I have the shade light medium, and it's just beautiful. It's such a second skin. It's so lightweight. It's so easy to apply. It's, like I said, second skin. It's just your skin but better. It's a beautiful natural finish. I don't know what else I can say about the Wet n Wild. It's one of those where I'm starting to go like this when I apply it, because I can tell I have used so much product, and I have a large makeup collection. So for me to be like going through a foundation, that says a lot about it. But it's gonna be like, last summer I wore it a ton. This summer it's at the top of my drawer. Another skin tint that I want to mention, and another product from Milani, this is their Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. I did give this an honorable mention in my top 5 skin-like foundations because I wanted to narrow it down to just 5, but I did two honorable mentions. Milani was one of them. This to me reminds me so much of the Urban Decay. I think this is really close. A lot of people compare the Wet n Wild to the Urban Decay, and I know they have like similar sounding names, Tinted Hydrator, the Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator, but to me the Milani is actually closer to the Urban Decay. I'm wearing the Urban Decay today, and again, Urban Decay was mentioned in my top 5 skin like. It's amazing. I've recommended it to everybody. Dry skin, oily skin. I personally have dry skin. I absolutely love it. The Milani is so close to it. I think the Urban Decay is just a little bit on the more natural side. Milani's gonna give you a little bit more of a glow. So if you have oily skin, you might prefer the Urban Decay or of course the Wet n Wild. If you're really dry like me, I think that you'll like the Milani because it gives that glow, but without being too much. There's definitely some glowy finish foundations that even with me as dry skin, I still feel like I have to powder throughout the day. I don't really get that with the Milani. It just starts to give me a nice glow after a while. I have the shade 210 Light Medium, so it says it's a hydrating skin tint. It has squalene, electrolytes, and an ultra luminous skin tint. Again, just very second skin, gives you that nice glow. Stay in your skin for a good amount of time, and it's not gonna be too heavy, too cakey, anything like that. Just really perfect for your summer bag, your beach bag, what have you. Another product I picked up recently because, well, I wanted to. I was curious about it myself, but I saw a lot of people recommending it and I was like, let's give it a shot. This is from e.l.f. Cosmetics and this is their Camo Powder Foundation. So I purchased this from Ulta Beauty when I purchased the NYX. The only thing I was sad about was they didn't have a lot of shades. And then I even went to Target and they had it in the same 4 shades and I was like, dang it. So I ended up getting the shade light 240W, and I am a neutral or a cool undertone. So I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work for me, but it is what I have on today. I really like it for the under eyes, and I don't think it pulls too yellow that way. For my face, as sometimes if I use it all over my face, I'm like, I look a little bit warmer than I normally, like I can tell it's just not the best skin match, but it's a really nice powder. I probably should just order my right shade off the e.l.f. website, but I'm like, man, I already bought this one, but it's more affordable, so that's good. But I was really curious because I love the Dior Powder No Powder. I also love Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Airbrush Powder. I was like, would this be dupeable to either one? I honestly don't find it to be a dupe though to either of them. I still think it's a really nice powder on its own, but every time I use it, I'm not like, oh, this reminds me so much. Oh, this reminds me so much. I'm like, oh, this is just a good powder foundation. Again, I especially like it for setting on my under eyes. A light amount over my skin works as well, and it just sets everything really nicely. I find it to be a little bit heavier, especially than the Charlotte Tilbury. That's one of the lightweight powders out there, but it just doesn't give that same blurring effect of the Dior. Like the Dior is literally like you're putting a filter on. You got a filter on you. The e.l.f. just gives you a boost. Like it helps blur a little bit. It helps make the skin a little bit more on the matte side. If you're dealing with a lot of oiliness or a lot of glowiness that you want to tamp down, it's going to make you a little bit more matte. Still lightweight and comfortable. Sometimes around my nose, I can notice just a little bit kind of building up there, but it's a great affordable option. I keep reaching for it. I think that it's a really nice one. One more from Milani, their highly rated anti-gravity mascara. If you haven't tried this, I'm not doing my job correctly. Like I'm not doing my job correctly because I really want you to try this one. I have been wearing this so much. I'm about to have to toss this one, and I'm definitely going to be purchasing another one. This came to me in a PR package from Milani, and I was like, ooh, a new mascara. And I tried it, and I was like, holy bananas, this is fabulous. Everyone needs to know about it. And then I realized it actually launched a couple months prior, and I was like, how have I not heard? You know, obviously I can't watch everyone and see everything, but I'm like, what have I been doing? That's why I'm here to keep telling you how much I love the highly rated anti-gravity. They also have just the highly rated mascara. That was one of my favorites for years. I was constantly recommending it in videos, so I highly suggest that one as well. Milani just has great mascaras. I feel like they're kind of knocking off, no, they have. I feel like they have knocked off Maybelline mascaras for me. Maybelline used to be my favorite brand in high school, through college. When I first started YouTube, you would have thought I was sponsored by Maybelline. I talked about them so much. And one of my favorite products has consistently been their mascaras. But Milani, like Milani's where it's at, okay? This makes your lashes longer, darker, fuller, doesn't move, doesn't transfer on me. It's just phenomenal. Next up, a lip product. This is from Colourpop, and this is one of their glowing lips. All right. They sent these to me in PR a while ago, and I kept them in my basket of new things to try, and then I just never got around to it, and I finally did, and I was like, I have been so missing out. So the shade that I grabbed out, this one is in Cockatoo. So these retail for $7 on the Colourpop website, and I just think that it's absolutely beautiful. Cockatoo is a cool, to me it looks more mauve when I wear it on my lips. I've worn it a couple times in videos, but it's such a glossy, just beautiful shade, has a nice wear time to it, shows up like nice and pink mauve on the lips. This one reminds me of the Makeup by Mario, the glowing lip serum. The shade that I have in here is mauve. Yeah, it's mauve glow. So the shades aren't super similar to one another. This one, the Makeup by Mario is definitely more on that like deeper mauve side, and then the Colourpop is more on that pink mauve. But they remind me of each other. The Makeup by Mario, $22. I bought this from Sephora. It kind of drives me crazy that I can't push it down. You can only click it up. So that part I don't really love. Let's give a little bit more of a plumper look to the lips also, but both give off this really nice glossy finish. So these I think are pretty close to one another, and the Makeup by Mario kept going out of stock. So if you wanted to try something, I would say try the Colourpop Glossy Lips, because honestly, I've been reaching for these more than I have been reaching for my Makeup by Mario, and that surprised me a little bit. I still think Makeup by Mario is a good product. I'll have that in my last review video, if it should be up, kind of speed reviews from my last Sephora hauls. I do talk more about the Makeup by Mario, and I talk highly about it, but I like the Colourpop even more, and the shade Cockatoo is so beautiful. Another lip product, this should come as no surprise to no one. I'm wearing it today. I wear it all the time. I wear it in my Get Ready With Me videos. I wear it in demos. It's always in my description box. Yeah. It's from Essence, the Essence lip liners. You know who made me buy this? Y'all made me buy it. The Sam Squad made me buy this lip liner. So I started doing something, was it in January or February of this year? I don't remember, but earlier in the year, I decided to start pulling my affiliate reports and seeing which products was being bought the most through my affiliate links. Now I can't see who individually is buying them or anything like that. I can just see in this video, I used this link and then that person clicked the link and bought these products. And then I can break down my reports to see the products by categories. I can see which products were purchased the most. And I thought maybe it'd be interesting to put something together every month and say the top 5 best sellers of what you are buying. A lot of times it's products that I'm recommending, of course, because that just makes sense. But sometimes there are other products on there and I'm like, wait, what are people buying this month? I think that's really interesting. I'm kind of like a research spreadsheet nerd in that kind of way. Like I find spreadsheets fun, not math. Let's not get a twist, not math, but if I'm looking at makeup products, I'm like, okay, this is fun for me. And for 1 month, I want to say maybe it was March, this was the most sold product, the Essence lip liners. And I was like, wait a second, what am I missing out here? So I went to Ulta Beauty and I bought 2 of them. The one that I wear the most is in 01 Curious. It's what I'm wearing today with an Essence gloss that I think is really beautiful. But this lip liner is phenomenal and it was like $3, okay? So I think that you should probably buy it as well if you love lip liners. Like I love Charlotte Tilbury lip liners and they will always hold a special place for me, but they're over $20 and this is fantastic. It's retractable, it goes up and down. You don't have to worry about sharpening it. It's not as long wearing as the Charlotte, like I'm not saying it's a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury because it's definitely not as long wearing. Charlotte Tilbury is usually more on the matte side for the lip liners, and while this one isn't matte, it's not like satiny, it's more creamy than the Charlotte Tilbury, but again, I'm not trying to say that they're dupes. I'm just comparing like to my favorite lip liner, but it's beautiful. Goes on well, stays well, it's easy to apply. Like I was kind of sad because when I went to Ulta, they only had like 3 or 4 shades that they offered, and I was like, but I want to buy more. But I want to have like all the shades for these. Like, they're fantastic, so thank you. Thank you for not steering me in the wrong direction. And now, my friends, we have come to the end. These are my favorite products from the drugstore that I'm using right now. Both newer products to me, older products to me that I've been loving for a long time. These are just phenomenal, and you can get them at a lower price tag than some of my other favorites that I talk about so often that are more on the high-end side. So I hope that you found this helpful. We had some dupes sprinkled in here, some really close products sprinkled in here as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any drugstore products that you are loving right now that you would want to see me try as well, because I trust you. I trust your recommendations. We have built this level of trust, okay? So let me know in the comment section, and as always, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.